Dear President of the European Council, Charles Michel, dear President of the African Union, Macky Sall, dear President Emmanuel Macron, Mr. Chairman of the African Union, Moussa Faki, fellow leaders, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It's very good to be here with you. In my very first speech, when I came into office as President of the European Commission, I emphasized that Africa would be the key partner in building the world we want to live in. And the very first trip abroad of the new Commission, the College of Commissioners, was to visit the African Union, Moussa Faki, you remember, in Addis Ababa. And since then, we had many exchanges. My latest one with you, Macky Sall, in Senegal as President of the African Union. And I summarize, we all share the same vision. We want to create stability, prosperity for our people. And of course, for that, we need economic and social dynamism. And this summit is the perfect opportunity to discuss how we are going to work together, how we are making our joint ambitions a reality. And I want to talk about investment, solid, tangible investment. I want to talk about Global Gateway. Global Gateway is a strategy for investment in infrastructure and in people. The most precious investment you can do is the investment in people. We want investments in quality infrastructure, connecting people and goods and services. We want a values-based approach. We offer transparency and good governance, and the former speakers mentioned all these values we share together, because we want to turn Global Gateway in a trusted brand around the world. Global Gateway will muster Europe's power to unlock unprecedented levels of investment, not only public, but also private capital. We can expect a package of at least 150 billion euros for Africa for the next 7 years. This is the first package under our Global Gateway strategy. And now we need you to tell us what the needs are and what the needs for the best for the people is. With this new package, we want to catalyze investments in 3 categories. The first, of course, is infrastructure. And there, the top priority is energy. Energy, the pathway to renewable energy, and of course, the transition towards renewable energy. Because we all know firsthand that sustained economic development hinges on reliable access to energy. Africa has solar, wind, and hydropower in abundance. So let's build on that. Let's invest in Global Gateway projects, for example, to build together green hydrogen. And let's discuss the transition, how to get there. Macky Sall, we have been discussing it last week in Senegal. Indeed, the transition from the status quo today to a world where we have these renewable energies is a lot of challenge for us, but we are able to make it together. Or the investments for electricity, interconnections, and energy access. People need access to electricity. And the numbers you are telling us, Macky Sall, about 600 million people without access to electricity are a real challenge. But together we can make the difference. We need to invest in transport corridors like roads and railways and waterways. It is the connection of energy, electricity, and transport that wide opens the door to the African free trade area. Or take the digital transition. This is where the new model of economic productivity lies. In Dakar, I met young entrepreneurs who do not need any smart business ideas anymore because they have them in abundance. That's fascinating to listen to them. But what they need is access to the internet, to develop their brilliant ideas. That's all they want, access to the internet. And thus, we want to focus on connecting Europe and Africa via submarine cables and Africa's regions via terrestrial cables, and also satellite communication to indeed, this covers both our continents, to indeed bring high-performance broadband to the remote regions. And this is what young entrepreneurs need. Combined with, of course, access to capital, they have the passion, they have the ideas, they have the will to succeed. They need investment in connectivity and in skills, and investments in micro, small, and medium enterprises. Thus, with Global Gateway, we will heavily invest in technical vocation and educational training. Global Gateway is here to invest in the talent of Africa. And the third point is investments in health. And indeed, much has been said in the short term how we will contribute to focus on the provision and rollout of COVID-19 vaccines. But I want that our investments in health go beyond the immediate urgency and take a strategic perspective that looks beyond the pandemic. It is about the capacity of Africa, indeed, to produce their own vaccines, to develop mRNA manufacturing capacity across Africa. And I think we are making rapid progress because remember, we started in April last year. Emmanuel, c'était à Paris, au sommet. This is where it all started. And now we expect to build at least 2 state-of-the-art factories in Rwanda and Senegal this year. Last week, I visited the Pasteur Institut de Dakar, which will be one of the new vaccine production sites. Yesterday, the pilot production facilities were presented by BioNTech in Marburg. And in parallel, we are supporting the World Health Organization to set up a technology transfer hub for mRNA vaccine production in South Africa. I am confident that this hub will empower African scientists and companies. And the fascinating part is that this is not only about COVID-19 vaccines, but this mRNA technology is phenomenal in engineering vaccines for other diseases that are the real killer, like, for example, malaria or tuberculosis. So there's a lot of progress in it. My fellow leaders, this is what Global Gateway is all about: to turn our vision into a reality. Together we share our priorities. Now you have to tell us how we get there. Concerning the green transition, what is it what you envisage? Or for the digital decade, what is the infrastructure needed? Precisely, what are the young generations need to make their dreams come true? We all know the very beautiful African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Let's embark on that journey together. Today's summit is our first milestone. I cherish the vision of 2 continents working hand in hand to improve the world we live in. Thank you very much.